Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new. I'm Cora and today I am back with another video in which we look at some more sliders. A few weeks back I uploaded a video where we had a look at some face sliders and you guys really enjoyed that video and asked me to look at some body sliders as well, which I think is a little bit more intimidating, not gonna lie, because they could potentially mess with some of the clothing and I'm here to be like the test subject. I'm gonna hop into the game. I picked out a few sliders today, mainly by Vibrant Pixels, because all of the sliders I looked at, hers just seemed the most like, I don't know, interesting to me, and all of the preview pictures on how to use these sliders were really clear, and yeah, I just picked out a few. The first one that I picked out is this arm thickness slider and pronounced hip slider. If you're like me, I put on weight on my arms first of like all places and the thickest arm size in The Sims, if I would recreate myself, I don't think would be enough, so this is a very interesting slider to me. I think the Sims arms in EA are always like super tiny, even when your Sim is bigger, which I think doesn't make sense, so it's just nice to have. Then there's also this like pronounced hip slider, which is going to be very interesting. The third slider that we're going to have a look at is this one for boobs, or as I like to call them, bobs, and don't come for me please. And it's just to make the bobs further away or closer together, I suppose, because in the EA presets they're always like the same distance away from each other, and it's just nice to like play around with it a little bit, so I'm very excited to look at that one as well. Then the third one, also by Vibrant Pixels, is just this like collection of different sliders. It looks a little bit intimidating, so I'm a bit scared to try out because there's like so many things to do. You can like change the calves, the thighs, and there's also one to change like the bobs again. Don't come for me, okay? I'm gonna keep calling them bobs in this video because this is what I do. Then there's also one to change the hips a little bit. There's one to make the ankles thicker, and then there's also one to change the belly like from the side, I believe. Yeah, and I recommend to check out all of the posts before you download any of these sliders, just to make sure that they're all that you understand how they all work. And then you also have to watch out if you have multiple sliders in your game that they don't overlap. It's kind of like as you have the skin details in game, you know, you can't use multiple skin details that go on the same area, like the mouth crease or forehead or whatever. You can only always like have one on each of these sections. And it's the same with sliders. If you already have a slider that works with like the feet down here, sliding them left and right, then you can't have a second one doing the same thing. Alrighty, and then this last one that we have here is just for the booty. Okay, I'm really excited for this one. Created by Dumb Baby, and it's just like a butt slider where you can make the butt look a little bit more juicy, and I'm very excited to check that one out in game too. And yeah, with that said, let's go right into the game and see how they all look in game, and if they mess with the clothing or not, we shall see. Alrighty guys, so I grabbed one of my favorite Sims of all time to try these sliders out on, and the first one I want to try is the arm thickness and the pronounced hip slider ones. And if I remember correctly, for that you have to grab the lower arm and then slide up. Oh yeah, okay. That makes them a lot thicker, and I believe there's one way to do it like from the front, and then you can also turn her to the side and do the same thing, so they're like thicker from the side. And that is like amazing because this is how thick it goes, and then you could obviously still play around with the EA one, so this is like the thickest arm size with her body fat. If you make it bigger, I feel like that looks, you know, way more natural with the body type that she has now. Okay, I love that one. I also feel like it gives you so much like, I don't know, possibilities to play around with your Sim, and I love that. I think it's really easy to use as well. And you know, you can go like a slight bit or bigger. It's really nice. I really like that one. It seems very intuitive as well. I like that you can change them from the front and from the side as well, depending on how you want it to look. And then I believe for the hip slider, you have to turn her around and then grab the same part and go up and down. Okay, yeah. I'll see, that makes like the hips go further up. which I believe from the front will look more pronounced, because that was the before and that is the after. Okay, I really like that one because for some sim, I feel like that could be very nice to use, you know, if they have like wider hips. I feel like that's a really, really cute slider. The next thing I want to look at is the bobs one, or boobs as normal people call them. I believe you have to grab the neck and then go up and down. Oh yes, oh, you can make them go really far apart. Okay, that's really nice. Do they go, hold on, let's reverse and see if they go closer together as well by dragging down. No, okay, so you can just like make them go further apart, which I think is really nice. Depending obviously on the skin details that you use, it will work better or worse with like how the skin detail changes the cleavage area. But I feel like that's such a neat little detail that you can use and really make your sims look very different from each other, because not all bodies are the same obviously. So I feel like that's a very great way to make your sims bodies unique. Okay, now I'm gonna move into looking at all of the sliders and like that big pack that we looked at. The first one is the calf one, where you from the front view grab the calves and then you kind of go up and down. Oh yeah, it changes like the knee area, like how thick that part is, which is really, really nice. Then you can also turn them to the profile view and I believe change the thickness of the calf. Oh yeah, and like it goes up a little bit further as well. Oh, that looks so different to how it looked before. This is like the before. That's a very nice little detail that you can change. Then there's also a thigh one. I believe the same like principle, you like go up and down from the thigh. Oh, that's really nice. So you can give them like, we call them O legs. I don't know what you call them if your legs are like shaped like an O on the inside. It's a bit weird. I don't know what you guys call them, but that's nice. So like the thighs are like further apart or together, and if you make them further apart, turn her to the profile side, and then you can also change the same thing again, like a bit of the thickness. Oh, okay. I feel like you can play around with this a lot, changing the look of your sim like quite a lot. I don't know what the what changed about that? Okay, so this is when we had it all the way down. It's like that, and all the way up was like this. Oh, I think it changes like how far it's spread apart from the thighs, and then obviously you can make the thighs like bigger. Maybe we can see a bigger difference when we have them like that. Okay, so now they're like touching on top. What if I go all the way? Yeah, they're not. Okay, so you change kind of how they're like curved, which is really, really nice. I feel like she has such a different body right now, which I love. So the next thing I'm gonna look at is the asymmetrical breasts, which I believe you grab the upper arm and then you kind of go up and down. Oop, okay, it glitches if you go too far down. So you can only really make this boob like go further down than the other one, not the other way around. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, if you go too far in that other direction, like starting here, it glitches out. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the clothing, but that's really nice that you can make them a little bit more asymmetrical, which I believe it's like that for most of us women, so that is really nice. That's a really nice little detail. I do not know why it's broken that way, but it's not too much of a big deal because it doesn't really matter which boob you put further down than the other one, I suppose. It doesn't matter, but that's really nice. That's a really nice detail. Then there's also the hip dip slider, which you need to grab them by the feet and then go up and down, I think. Yeah, okay. I've seen that in some of the body presets, and that's really, really nice that you can give them a hip dip, and that's like a really cool feature. And it's also, again, super easy to use. Like you just drag the feet up and down, and it's like technically such a subtle little feature, but I feel like it really changes the look of a sim up. And I'm like just very excited to use all of these presets together. I need to do like a creator sim at some point using all of the sliders that we have looked at recently. I also just saw that Vibrant Pixels added some more features to this hip dip slider that we just used, so that one. You can also turn your sim to the side and grab the feet again and go up and down, which makes her wider from the side, and then you can do the same in the back, and it changes them from like the back and front. This is great. I really like that one. Okay, hold on. I really like that one. So you can make them very thick, like from the front or from the side. Oh, I really like that one. I think that one's so fun to play around with for your thicker sim. Okay, I'm really intrigued in that one because it changes so much about the sim by just dragging this like the slightest bit. Oh, that's really nice. I really, really like that one. Okay, so I saw that they also added a feature where you can grab the feet from the back and move them right and left to adjust the ankle size, which is also a really great feature because not everyone has like teeny tiny ankles. So that's really nice as well, just a very little thing that you can change, but I think it could look great with like, I don't know, it's just you can make very versatile sims, and I do love that. That's like my favorite part about sliders. I think it's everyone's favorite part about sliders, but it also gives you like a more realistic body, I feel like, because all of these sims, if you only use things that are available through like EA, like all of the body presets that you get with EA and like the sliding options that you get with the base game, I think you can only make very similar looking sims. Like even if you increase their body weight, it's not like she really has any shape to her. Like it's all just you know, like hourglass-ish. Like even if I make this come out, I feel like she doesn't really have a distinct shape to her. But now by like changing all of the things we just learned, like the little hip dip and stuff, you can really make her look very unique and more realistic, I feel like. And I just love that. I also learned that by dragging all of the sliders, like any of the sliders that you have, by just dragging your mouse down, you put it back to the EA preset that it's at, and that's really great as well. So if you ever like, for example, change that too much and you're like, oh, I want it back to where it originally would be, you can just drag this down all the way again, and then it's like set to what it would be like without the slider. That's also a helpful little feature. And then we have one more thing to try out, which is like a belly thickness slider, I believe. And for that you have to turn your sim to the profile view, so the side view, and then you grab the upper arm and go up and down. Okay, yeah, that like increases her tummy. I want to see what it looks like from the front as well. So that is the thickest, and this is the, okay, you can't really tell from the front, but from the side you can definitely tell. What if she was a bit bigger? Would that make like a bigger difference? Oh, stop moving please, Missy. Okay, yeah, well, it just pushes the belly out a bit more, especially like up here, which I like because I think a lot of people have like, when they eat, the belly like extends up here, which is like kind of cute. And I think that's like a very subtle one. I don't know if I would keep that in game just because I feel like it doesn't do that much. But it's nice to have, I guess, if you want your sim to have a little bit more of a rounded belly rather than just a very flat stomach. But I feel like it's not that drastic of a change. Okay, now there's one more slider that I'm very excited to look at, that we can look at, which is the booty one. I believe you just turn your sims over to the back and then you grab their booty and go up and down. Ooh, okay, wow. Yeah, okay, that's a very like pointy butt. I think you can really play around with that. Obviously, like if you just do it slightly, it just changes it a little bit, which I think is very nice because you can make her have like, I think this is like her preset, yeah. And then if you move it just a little bit, you can make her have like a bit more of a perky butt, which I really like the look of. Okay, I feel like this could be very fun to play around with for like your big booty sims. I really enjoy that one. Also very easy to use. For this one, I'm like curious how it would work with clothing on. Okay, so this is like medium, this is big. Okay, it doesn't actually make it look dodgy or anything, did it? I don't think anything really messed up with the clothing, which is really, really nice. Let's just use all of the sliders that we know we have. You know, let's play around with it a little bit. Maybe the hip dip and everything. And the clothing still work perfectly fine, which is what I was worried about. So that's great. I want to see what the breast one looked like though. So let's just zoom out, make her boobs a little bit further apart and put some tops on. See how that works. Okay, works perfectly in these. What about maybe a top that's like a bit more revealing, like a bralette? Okay, you can see that it's like a bit dodgy like up here, I think. But that's not bad. Like I wouldn't notice that if it, you know, if I wouldn't have known that I used the slider. Okay, this is really cute. Look, like it works perfectly fine, I feel like, with this top. So you can, yeah, just like stretches this part up here out a bit more, but I think that works so well. I really like that one. Okay, yeah, I'm glad that all of the sliders seem to work with clothing as well. And like, just look at her, and she looks like, I don't know, she looks so different, and I love that about sliders, that you can really just make unique or like more realistic looking Sims. And I'm just very excited to use these sliders in game a bit more. I also want to have a look at some more body presets, because that's another area of the game that I haven't really explored yet. So if you want to see me try out some body presets, then let me know, because you know, body presets are also fun to play with, but they're also a little bit intimidating to me. So if they are to you as well, let me know if you want me to try them out in a future video. And I hope you enjoyed all of the sliders today. Let me know which your favorite one was, and if you're going to download any of them. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!